Hi there, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Mobility and Movement tonight. My name is Desi. I will be your instructor tonight here, subbing for Paul. So for tonight, we just really need a mat. We're going to incorporate some more yoga flow movements into our class tonight. So listen to your body, do what feels right for you, and hopefully we'll leave this evening feeling nice and relaxed and lots of movement through the body to release anything that we've maybe been building up this week. And class today is going to be about 40 minutes long, so we'll have some time at the end just to really rest and relax as we finish up our class tonight. All right. So you can start in any comfortable seat of your choice, maybe cross-legged or kneeling, whatever feels good to you. Just taking a moment to move anything around that you need to, maybe the shoulders, the neck, and we'll really just start to settle here into the body. And we'll begin by just bringing our attention to the breath. Maybe it's the first time all day that we've had a chance to really focus on our breath and let go of the thinking mind, the planning mind, all of those things. And you might close the eyes here if that feels good, or finding a spot on the floor just to focus your gaze. And as we're beginning class, just considering some intentions. We're practicing Love Your Body Week here, and I'd like to offer for class today this bringing of attention to loving kindness, which is really about bringing this gentleness, this curiosity to the way that we treat other people, and most importantly, the way that we treat ourselves. So we'll focus a lot today on the heart space, opening through the shoulders, the chest, a little bit through the hips. So that literal space we often associate with love and the heart, and bringing that into the physical body tonight too. So as we're breathing, we might bring one hand right over the heart and one hand to the belly. Feeling the chest and the belly move as we breathe. Maybe we even feel the heartbeat here. Just a couple more breaths to connect, settle in. And from here, we can release the hands if they were up, and we'll make our way to a hands and knees position. So coming to a place where we can bring the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. And from here, we'll move into cat-cow. So as we inhale, we'll drop the belly, lift the chest up tall. And as we exhale, we'll round the spine, chin toward the chest. Just starting to bring this gentle movement into the spine, following your pace. Going through about 5 rounds here. Making any other gentle movements that feel good. And from our cat-cow, we'll bring the big toes together. We'll bring the knees out wide. We'll start to sink the hips toward the heels. And we walk the hands forward. Maybe the forehead comes toward the earth. in our extended child's pose. Breathing here. We'll slowly walk the hands over to the left, planting the palms down, forehead comes down again, this time feeling a really nice stretch through the entire side body. And we'll walk back through center and over to the right. So feeling that nice stretch through the left side. Working on mobility and movement through the spine is so important. It helps us be stable and strong through the whole body. And let's walk back to center. We'll come back up to hands and knees, and this time we're going to bring the knees together, feet together. We'll sink back to child's pose from here, dragging those palms back as we go. We might flick something away, and again, forehead may come to the earth. This time, arms are behind us, palms face up. And coming back up at your pace, back to hands and knees. We're going to come back to our cat-cow, but this time we'll maybe add something extra. So we may inhale to drop the belly, and as we exhale to round the spine, we might start to come into a circle, bringing the hips toward the heels. Inhaling, belly comes low, head up. And we'll just repeat here, making some nice big circles with the body, feeling the spine moving. Nice. And let's go ahead and switch our circle direction. And we'll come back to a neutral spine. We'll come up to kneeling. I'm going to turn to face you, but you can stay exactly where you are. So coming up to our kneeling position, working to stack the hips over the knees here. We'll extend one leg out to the side, so pressing as much as we can into the outer edge of that foot. Just noticing what that feels like for the leg to extend nice and long. We'll inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, hand away from that leg, touches down. Maybe we extend that arm long. And as we inhale, we'll come back to center, hands to a T. And this time we'll exhale, bringing that hand to our extended leg. So we'll repeat here a few times, coming through center and coming to one side, through center and to that extended leg. So no rush here, moving at your pace, working a little bit more through this side body here, lengthening. And let's do one more. Coming to our T, lengthening, back to center and down. And we'll come back to center, hands can come to hips, and we'll slowly bring that knee in, and we'll repeat on the other side, extending that leg long, seeing what it's like to really press down into the outer edge of that extended leg. Feeling the muscles of the leg engage. Feeling nice and tall as that supporting leg helps us. Arms out to a T as we inhale. And we'll exhale, fingertips to the earth. Nice and long. And back to center. And we exhale to the other side. Couple more rounds here. Inhaling through center, exhaling to reach. And this takes a lot of work through our core as we come from side to side. So really engaging those muscles, helping us move, bringing a lot of strength. Let's do one more. Continuing with our breath and back to center. Hands can come to the hips again as we bring that leg in. I'll turn back this way. We're going to stay in our kneeling position. From here, we'll bring the hands behind the back to interlace. So you can interlace here. You can also just grab opposite wrist, whatever feels accessible to you. And we'll begin to pull the arms away from the back. Slight back bend here as the chest opens up. And if you feel good here, we'll stay. Or we can slowly start to bend at the waist. Hips come down toward the heels. And the very top of the head just kisses the earth. And those arms stay up overhead. And from here, we'll gently bring those arms down to the back. We'll release, press into the palms, bring the knees wide again, and we'll walk the hands forward to our extended child's pose. Couple breaths here to rest, release through those arms. Continuing our work with the spine, we'll come back up to hands and knees, working to bring those knees right under the hips again. We're going to press the forearms into the earth now. So nice straight arms looking down as if you're seeing the number 11 here with those arms. We'll start to walk the knees back just a bit. We'll press the hips toward the sky. Chest and forehead melt again toward the earth. Big opening for the shoulders here. And feeling some opposition with the spine now that we have the back arched. One more breath here. And then we're slowly going to melt forward, bringing the belly all the way to the earth. Forearms stay where they are, palms pressing down. Here we are in our Sphinx pose. Gentle back bend here. Pressing the tops of the feet into the earth. And from here, we'll tuck the toes under. We'll begin to press back into the palms, coming through our hands and knees. And then we'll press all the way up to downward facing dog, pressing through all the fingertips. We might start to walk our dog, bringing one knee in and then the other as we feel the backs of the legs start to lengthen. Pressing evenly into both hands. And whenever it feels right to you, we might find stillness here. Feeling that deep lengthening all through the back of the legs. Nice. And from here, we'll start to lift the right leg up, flexed foot. We'll bend through the knee And we'll stack the hips so we can open to the side. From here, we'll bring the hips back facing the earth. We'll bring that knee all the way up toward the chest and plant that foot between the hands. We'll start to rotate through that back foot so that it's fully planted, about 45-degree angle. Toes are facing the long edge of your mat. From here, we'll sweep the arms up overhead. Hips are still facing forward here in our warrior one. On an exhale, hands will come down to our sides, and we'll repeat that same movement from before. We'll interlace the fingers behind the back, start to open through the chest. Staying here if this feels right for your body today, or we may start to bend at the waist, folding over that front leg. It stays bent, arms up over tall, crown of the head is coming down low. And on your next exhale, we'll rise back up, release the arms all the way overhead. Very nice. And from here, we'll begin to straighten through the front leg. That feels nice. We'll keep that back foot rotated out. You may step it up just a bit if that feels good to you. We'll begin to open the arms wide, and we'll tilt our fingertips down toward that front leg. We might gaze up toward the sky or just down at the floor. And we'll start to bring that top arm to the hip and that bottom arm to help us come back up. From here, we'll inhale the arms overhead, hips facing forward. Exhale, fingertips come down. We'll plant the palms, rotate that back foot, and we'll step back to our downward facing dog. Feeling free to pedal through the feet here again. And we'll get ready to repeat that same series of movements on the other side. So this time, lifting the left leg up toward the sky, foot is flexed, and then maybe we bend through the knee, start to stack the hips so we can feel that opening. On an inhale, we'll bring the hips back in alignment, knee comes toward the chest. We plant that left foot on the ground, in between the hands. Rotate that back foot so it's planted strong, toes turned out. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. On your next exhale, hands will come down. Maybe they interlace behind the back. And you can stay here if this feels good. Or we'll start to bend at the waist, strong through that front leg, lifting those arms up, head coming down toward the earth. And on your next inhale, we'll rise, release the arms, hands come overhead. And we'll exhale, straighten that front leg. Arms will come out to a T as the hips face the wide edge now. And we'll start to tilt forward here, fingertips coming toward the earth or right on the shin. And this time as we exhale, we're going to rise back up, arms to a T. We'll rotate that other foot so that we have both feet now nice and wide, parallel. We'll inhale, arms up overhead. And we'll exhale to fold, legs are wide. Fingertips or palms can come to the earth here. You might move the legs to find spacing that feels comfortable for you to get some lengthening and stretch through the back of the legs. And as we inhale, we'll lift the chest up so we're nice and long. And then we'll exhale to fold. Repeating that 2 more times. Inhale to lift. And exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale to lift. And exhale to fold. Now we'll do a similar movement, but this time we're going to use the legs. So as we inhale, we're going to bend the knees, hips come down just a little bit. And then as we exhale, we press into the heels, legs lengthen. Inhale to bend. Exhale to lengthen. 1 more time. And lengthen. And now from here, we'll plant the left palm in the center of the mat. And on an inhale, we'll lift the right arm up toward the sky. Exhale, we'll replace that palm. And inhale, lift to the other side. 2 more each way. Inhaling to lift. And exhaling back to center. Inhale to lift. Back to center. 1 more time. Very nice. And from here, we'll bring the hands back to the hips. We might bend slightly through the knees, and we'll rise all the way back up to standing, nice and tall. We'll keep the feet wide here. 1 more time, we're going to repeat that same movement. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, gently pulling, opening through the heart, through the chest. Again, option to stay here, feeling this back bend, this chest opening. Or we can start to bend through the knees just a bit, moving through the hips as we tilt down into our fold again. Arms up high. One more breath here. And let's slowly rise back up. Strong legs. We'll release the arms and bring them back to the hips. We'll slowly start to turn toward the front of our mat, coming into a lunge. We'll bring the fingertips down to the ground, and we'll step that front foot to the back. Coming 1 more time to our downward dog. You might notice each time we return to this posture, it might feel a little different. You might feel the legs starting to get longer. As you exhale, knees can start to come to the earth. And we'll come all the way to the belly, walking the knees back, gently lowering down here. Tops of the feet press into the earth. We'll bring the palms right in line with the rib cage. Gazes down. As we inhale, baby cobra, just lifting up a bit, slight back bend. Exhale to release. We'll repeat this a few more times. Inhaling to lift and exhaling down. Inhale, pressing into the palms, and release. Inhale to lift, and maybe you start to rise a little bit taller. And on our last one, maybe we press into the palms even more, Arms extending almost all the way, but keeping a slight bend. Chest is open. Feeling that stretch through the belly. And on your next exhale, we'll slowly release. Let's bring our arms out to a T. We're still on the belly here. We're slowly going to press into the left palm. We'll drag that right palm closer to the body, using that right leg to gently help us roll over onto our side. Left arm is long still. And then we might roll that foot to plant on the earth. So we're getting this really deep opening through the chest, through the shoulder. Only going as far as feels comfortable and safe. And let's slowly roll back onto the belly. We'll extend the right arm out long, pressing into that palm, dragging the left palm close to the body. We'll slowly begin to roll over to the right. Maybe that left leg comes over to plant. It can also just stay extended long. Our chest and our shoulders often get so tight from typing or sitting at a desk all day. So these chest opening movements can be so great for the upper body to kind of counteract some of the postures that we're often stuck in. And let's come all the way back down to the belly. This time we'll use our palms to press into the earth, and you can stack them, and the forehead will just come to the top of the hands here. You might rock the hips side to side. You might bend one knee and then the other. Just taking a few moments here to see what your body needs. Maybe it just wants to be still, and that's perfectly lovely too. And when you feel ready, we're going to press back into child's pose once again. You can choose if you want to have the legs wide as we've done, or if you want them close together. So your choice. We've tried both, whatever feels better for you. Either way, we're bringing the hips toward the heels, and you can find a position for the arms, whether they're extended long or by your sides. And if you have the arms in front, one more option to provide some additional opening through the chest and the shoulders, you can bring the palms together in a prayer position and then slowly lift the palms so they're over your head, and you can start to walk the elbows forward. You'll feel a deeper engagement through the tops of the shoulders, the arms, and a little bit through the back. And let's release the arms if they were up. We'll use the palms to press us back this time. Coming up, rising tall. You can be in a kneeling position with the legs wide or together, or you can lift up if that feels better for you. We're going to do a couple of movements for the wrists. So we'll bring the palms down first. Let's just press through all the fingertips. So really pressing into the fingerprints and then releasing. So we press nice and firm and then release. And from here, we'll bring the left fingertips in toward the body, Gently, we might rock off the feet here. You'll feel pretty quickly some intensity through the forearm. And then we'll slowly release. And we'll repeat that on the other side. So turning those fingertips toward you. And that palm does not have to be all the way down, pressed on the earth. It can be lifted, right? No need to force anything or press our wrists into a position that causes discomfort. We're just going for gentleness here. And we can release that. We'll start to rise up. We'll make fists with the hands. We're going to point our fists down toward the ground. So, and then we'll open the palms wide and press, flex back so that the fingers are facing you. And we'll make palms, wrists come down. Release so the palms are open, fingertips reaching toward you. One more time to palms, knuckles toward the earth. And release, palms wide, fingertips toward you. Very nice. Just shake that off, any movement. And we'll start to come to a seat here. So bringing the legs extended out long. We'll bring one knee in toward the body. Other leg is long, foot is flexed. We'll take the arm opposite of the bent knee to wrap it around. And then we'll use this back arm to swim behind us. Fingertips toward the earth. And as we inhale, we lengthen through the chest. And as we exhale, we might look over that back shoulder. So we're always working to lengthen on that inhale and maybe deepen into our posture on the exhale. And on your next exhale, we'll gently release back to center. Extend that leg, and we'll bring the opposite leg in, wrapping that elbow around, swimming that opposite arm behind. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And on your next exhale, we'll come back to center. Release that leg out long. We might bring the palms planted on the earth. We're going to bend the knees up, plant the feet, and we'll bring both knees toward one side. Inhale through center and exhale to the other side. Again, finding your pace here, just rocking side to side. Depending on what surface you're on, you may feel some nice, almost massage-like movement through the glutes. If you're on hardwood or some other hard surface, it can feel really nice to roll through those glutes. And go ahead and do one more each way. We'll start to make our way down to our back. We'll keep the feet planted for now. We might roll down all the way onto the back. We'll lift the left leg up tall toward the sky, flex the foot, and then point the toes. Flexing and pointing. And then we'll cross that left ankle over the right. And you can use that left palm to press gently into that thigh for some opening through the hip. Or if it feels okay, you can press off from the foot and interlace the hands behind the thigh, flexing through both feet here. And on your next exhale, let's slowly release if that foot was lifted, and we'll uncross. Lifting that right leg up long toward the sky, flexing the foot, and then pointing the toes. Working on this mobility through the ankle. And noticing the connection here, right? It's not just about the ankle. Everything in the body is connected. So we feel the tendons through the shin, through the back of the leg, right? We feel things moving around as we flex and extend. And then let's cross that ankle over, using that palm to press gently into the thigh. And if you'd like, you can press off from the foot and interlace fingers behind that leg. And on your next exhale, we'll slowly release back down, uncross the legs. And we're going to start to make our way into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Traditionally is on our back with the legs extended. If you feel more comfortable coming up to a seat, you can do that. To get there, we'll just repeat that windshield wiper with the legs, but sliding the feet down each time we go side to side until we get the legs extended out long. No rush here. Taking your time. If you want to put a pillow under the head or a blanket over the body, now is your chance. Arms may come to the side. Or if you'd like, I'll offer the option to come back to that place where we started, with one hand over the heart and one hand to the belly. Taking some time here to find your comfortable resting posture. I'm going to move to a seat just so that I can speak a little more clearly, but please stay in your comfortable lying position. We'll spend a few minutes here in our Shavasana, coming back to the heart space. This intention of loving kindness for ourselves and for others. One of my favorite quotes comes from the Buddha, who says, "You yourself, as much as anyone else in the universe, deserve your love and affection." It's often easier for us to give our love and our affection to others, and it's harder sometimes to give that back to ourselves. So as we're resting, I'm going to offer you 4 well wishes. And I'll encourage you to just repeat them in your head and notice what it's like to offer these things to yourself. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I find happiness. May I be at ease. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I find happiness. May I be at ease. Spending one final minute together, resting on this space of the heart. Noticing any subtle changes in the body or the mind that have come about as we've practiced together. Feeling more open. But what else is there beyond that? In your time, you might start to bring some gentle movement back through the body, maybe rotating the wrists or the ankles, bending the legs or the arms. And in time, you can make your way up to a comfortable seat of your choice. No rush. We'll finish by bringing the palms together right at the heart space, which we've spent a lot of time on tonight. Thanking yourself for the time and attention you've brought to your body and your mind this evening. I thank you for sharing your practice with me. And if it feels right, you can gently bow to thank yourself and everyone else for sharing this practice. Thanks so much. I hope you have a good evening, and I'll be here weekly now on Thursdays to bring yoga at this time, Thursdays at 7. So again, my name is Desi. I look forward to seeing you for future classes on Thursdays. Thanks, everybody. Good evening.